You're probably familiar with the LG Tone line of headphones, and whether or not they're actually fashionable is actually a pretty polarizing opinion. But LG is back with a new version of the Tones, hoping to sway you towards its version of Bluetooth audio. It's Josh Vergara from Android Authority. What's going on, everybody? And I'm here to bring you a SoundGuys review of the LG Tone Platinum. Now, I know usually here on SoundGuys we do have the What's in the Box section starting off the review. However, these LG Tone Platinums around my neck that you see here came as a straight review unit, no box and no other contents. But if the other LG Tones are any indication, it will at least come with a USB 2.0 cable in order to charge, and you can see the charging port right over here on the side. And the silicone tips will probably come in a number of different sizes, which is a pretty standard inclusion for a lot of headphones of this type. If you've used any LG Tone headphones in the past, you pretty much know what to expect here. Overall, however, the Platinums are built solidly and are pretty attractive. You get a matte black finish with glossy plastic that accompanies all of the controls and the buds themselves. Controls are a mixture of sliders and buttons. On the left side, there is a function button in order to pick up or hang up calls or to trigger a voice command, and the sliding control above it is for volume. You can hold the volume button up or down in order to toggle the vibration or to check on the battery life. The controls on the right side of the Platinums are for playing or pausing the song or changing the song by using the slider control. Holding on previous or next will do a number of different functions, but we'll get into that when we talk about connectivity. But the main portion of design here has to do with the retractable earbuds. They will pull out about 4 to 5 inches worth of slack and are retracted using a button or a release that is found on the inner portion of the LG Tone Platinums. After pulled out, the earbuds still reach quite comfortably to the ear without any pulling or tugging, and the actual silicone tips are pretty comfortable even after hours of listening. You might need to find the size that works best for you, but overall, these earbuds are quite comfortable to use. But are these headphones fashionable? Well, that's up to you to decide. The Tones are generally polarizing in this regard. Overall, however, the build quality is very good and it holds up in most situations, even in the gym, though they might bounce around when you're running and the actual unit itself might slide off the neck when doing bench presses. So far, there have been no problems with the retractable design of the earbuds either, though I will admit that in the past, the Tone Infiniums did have one ear go out because of the constant pulling. Just be careful with these, though I do think that they will last a little bit better. Bluetooth is the name of the game when it comes to connectivity on the LG Tone Platinums, but that really shouldn't come as much of a surprise, especially if you're familiar with any LG Tones. That just means you won't be connecting this to your smartphone or even computer in any other way. Especially in the initial setup, connections are very easy to make. You just turn on the unit and then have it paired to your smartphone. But if you already have a device paired to the LG Tone Platinums, you have to hold the call button on the left side immediately after turning on the unit, which isn't all that bad. The signal is about as good as ever without any drop-offs, and there is good range. In one instance, I walked to the very other end of the gym that I work out at without it really making any skips in the music. Now, without any other way of connecting, you're out of luck when the battery dies, but that's expected from a purely Bluetooth headset. So in that scope, it actually does pretty great, especially with the pretty decent battery life. Regarding the messaging and talk plugins, the LG app can be installed on any Android phone, and it's called the Talk and Tone app. From here, you can set the number of shortcuts that are available with the different controls on the LG Tone Platinums. For example, you can hold for the previous song, and instead it will read back the most recent SMS message. Or you can hold for next on the slider on the right side, and it will either take a voice memo or tell you the current time. The LG Tone Platinums can also vibrate whenever something happens on the phone, and you can dictate to the app exactly which applications will make the headphones vibrate if anything does come in. That all said, call quality is pretty good on the Tone Platinums, especially due to the dual MEMS microphones that are found on the bottom portions of the two arms. Now, when it comes to different calls, I haven't had any drop-offs in the audio there either, and on both ends, I haven't had any complaints in terms of sound quality. But it does change when you run out of battery because you gotta take this off and there are no other ways to listen to your music if this is the only thing that you brought with you. LG claims that the LG Tone Platinums will go for 10 hours of music playback, and for the most part that seems to be the case. I've actually used these headphones for primarily the gym, but also for sporadic music sessions, and they have been able to last 3 to 5 days with that in mind. Charging the LG Tone Platinums will require a micro USB cord into the port that's covered on the right side, and thankfully the charging time only takes between 90 minutes to about 2 hours, which is pretty good, especially when you need to get a good charge for the next music listening session. Bluetooth may not be the most ideal way for audiophiles to listen to high-quality music, but LG hopes to alleviate this with a number of different enhancements. The first of them is noise cancellation. Now, this isn't something that you can toggle on the LG Tone Platinums as they are always on. But that being said, the noise cancellation does seem to be working a little bit well. At the very least, I don't have a whole lot of noise pollution coming from the outside world when I have these two earbuds on and the music at even a medium level. So the noise cancellation does seem to be doing the trick. The other enhancement is Harman Kardon sound, which LG claims will provide full-bodied sound with rich bass. And on top of that is Qualcomm's aptX HD codec for 24-bit music support. In the lows, however, with the Harman Kardon Platinum sound, the bass is rich and thankfully doesn't get too muddied, but it is definitely what you're going to feel the most when it comes to the soundstage. It's really in the mids, however, that you have the most balance, and in the highs, they do tend to feel a little bit muffled out. That's not to say that these headphones are made for bass heads by any means, but at the same time, if you like a little bit more clarity in the high end, these are probably not going to be the best ones for you. If I had to pick a type of music that would work best with the LG Tone Platinums, it's probably more hip-hop. If you're going to be going to classical or even some forms of EDM, then it might have a bit of a faint higher end that would not really make for the most enjoyable experience. It really comes down to the price point, and at $199 retail, you will have to shell out a pretty penny for these Bluetooth headphones that do happen to provide a pretty good experience. But if you've had any LG Tones from before and they're still working pretty well for you, then you might be able to save some money just by sticking to the ones that you have, as the enhancements to the sound don't necessarily provide much more than we would expect from a Bluetooth headset. Thank you guys for watching, and I want to give a quick shout out to the guys here at SoundGuys for allowing me to come on and have a quick review of the LG Tone Platinums to share with you. You can stick around here and remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already so that you can see all their reviews on headphones and speakers so you can find out which ones are best for your listening needs, whether you're an audiophile or not. Stick around and we'll see you in the next one here at SoundGuys.